So, Jake, got any exciting plans for the weekend, or are you just gonna wing it?
I'm definitely leaning toward winging it, to be honest. But my sister has been dropping hints about needing help assembling some flat pack furniture, so I might not be off the hook.
Oh, not off the hook. I love that phrase. For our listeners, that means you can't escape a responsibility, right?
Exactly. If you're on the hook, you're obligated to do something. And assembling furniture with my sister usually ends with one of us holding a mysterious leftover screw. So I'm half dreading it.
I've been there. Those leftover screws haunt you, don't they? You just shove them in a drawer and pretend they never existed. So, any reward waiting for you after the flat pack nightmare?
She promised me her famous homemade lasagna. Honestly, it might be worth the back pain. What about you, Emma? You've got that glint in your eye, the one that says you've already planned every minute.
Guilty as charged. I'm a bit of a planner, you know me. I'm actually heading to a farmer's market on Saturday morning. There's a stall that sells these incredible sourdough loaves. They sell out by 9, so I have to get up early.
A farmer's market sounds lovely, but get up early on a Saturday? That's a deal breaker for me. I treasure my sleep. What makes this bread so special that you'd abandon your cozy duvet?
It's all about the crust. Perfectly blistered and crackly. And inside, it's so airy and chewy. Plus, the baker, a lovely woman named Ruth, throws in a free cinnamon roll if you're one of the first 10 customers. I live for that cinnamon roll.
A cinnamon roll incentive. Now you're speaking my language. So after you've secured the bread, is the rest of the day just coasting, or do you have back-to-back things scheduled?
I'll probably take it easy, do a bit of reading in the park if the weather holds up. I've been slogging through this dense historical novel, and I just want to finish it. Slogging through means I'm finding it quite heavy going, but I'm determined.
Oh, I know that feeling. Sometimes you just have to push through to the end, even if you're not fully gripped. What's the book about?
It's set in 18th century Venice, full of political intrigue and masked balls. The descriptions are gorgeous, but the plot moves at a snail's pace. Still, I refuse to let it defeat me. Are you much of a reader on weekends, Jake?
I go through phases. Lately, I've been into audiobooks while I cook or clean. It makes chores feel less mundane. I'm listening to a comedian's memoir. It's laugh-out-loud funny. Lighthearted stuff feels right for a lazy Sunday.
That sounds like a perfect wind down. Wind down is what you do to relax after a busy period. So if your sister doesn't kidnap you for furniture duty, what does your ideal lazy Sunday look like?
My ideal Sunday? Pancakes for breakfast, no alarm clock, a long walk without a destination, and maybe catching up on a TV series I've been neglecting. Pure, unadulterated nothingness.
Unadulterated nothingness. That should be on a t-shirt. I like how you call it neglecting a TV series, as if it has feelings. Do you binge watch, or are you disciplined about one episode at a time?
Oh, I am the king of binge watching. Self-control goes out the window. I'll tell myself, just one more, and suddenly it's 2 a.m. and I hate myself a little bit. You ever do that?
I used to, but I've trained myself to stop at cliffhangers. It sounds counterintuitive, but pausing right when things get juicy builds suspense for the next day. If I resolve the cliffhanger, my momentum dies and I never return.
That's a fascinating strategy. So you deliberately leave yourself hanging like a mental bookmark. I might need to borrow that. Does it actually work, or do you just toss and turn thinking about it?
Sometimes I do lie there mentally unpacking the episode, but it feels better than the guilt of a binge hangover. But back to your weekend. Are you doing anything social, or is it a full-on hermit mode?
A little bit of both. My friend texted me about a small barbecue on Saturday evening, weather permitting. Weather permitting is the key phrase, because if it rains, I'm definitely bailing. I'm not a fan of soggy burgers.
Bailing means canceling last minute, folks. And I don't blame you. A barbecue in the rain is just sad. Everyone huddled under a tiny umbrella, pretending they're having fun. What's the friend group like?
It's a mixed bag. Some old college friends, a few work buddies. The host, Mark, takes his grilling very seriously. He marinates everything overnight and talks about charcoal like it's fine wine.
There's always one. I love when people have a niche passion like that. It instantly becomes the centerpiece of the party.
Is he the kind of guy who won't let anyone else near the grill?
Absolutely. He wields his tongs like a knight with a sword. You even suggest flipping a burger, and he gives you this look of betrayal. I just stand back, drink in hand, and play the part of the impressed spectator.
Sounds like a smart survival tactic. I assume you'll be bringing something? Or do you just show up and hope for the best? Show up and hope for the best is very on brand for you, I feel.
Ouch, but fair. I'll probably grab a bag of fancy potato chips, something kettle-cooked with rosemary. It says I made an effort, but the effort was minimal. What about you? Any social plans beyond the market?
My Saturday night is booked. I'm hosting a small game night. We'll play some board games, snack excessively, and inevitably argue about the rules. It's a tradition with my closest friends.
Board game arguments are the best arguments because the stakes are so low, yet everyone gets oddly intense. Which game causes the most chaos in your group?
Without a doubt, Monopoly. It brings out a ruthless side I don't see otherwise. My friend Sarah once flipped the board after a particularly brutal trade. We had to ban it for a year. Now we stick to cooperative games.
Cooperative games are genius. You channel all that energy against the game itself instead of each other. Which one are you playing this weekend?
There's one called Forbidden Island. You're a team of adventurers trying to collect treasures before the island sinks. It's wonderfully stressful, but in a bonding way. Everyone wins or everyone loses together.
I love that metaphor for friendship. We either all escape the sinking island or we go down together. Might have to pitch that to my movie producer friends. I don't actually have movie producer friends.
You had me for a second. So after the game night, is that it for the weekend? A slow Sunday?
Hold on, you're skipping over the best part. What snacks are you serving? I need details. Are you making your famous 7-layer dip? Because I'm still not over you bringing that to the office potluck last month.
You remember the dip. Yes, that's definitely happening. Also a charcuterie board, though I always struggle to pronounce that confidently. Is it charcuterie? I mumble it every time.
You got it. Charcuterie. And honestly, mumbling is the secret. Nobody questions your pronunciation if you say it fast enough. So you're going all out. That board must cost a fortune in fancy cheese.
I go to this little deli where they let you sample everything first. I just point at things and nod appreciatively. It's dangerous, though. I always walk out with something obscure like truffle gouda that I can't pronounce either. Gouda? Gouda?
I think it's Gouda. But here we are, 2 English teachers defeated by dairy. So, Sunday, will you be recovering from the cheese coma, or do you have something else up your sleeve?
Definitely recovering. I plan to do absolutely nothing productive. Maybe I'll finally tackle that pile of clothes that's been sitting on my chair. The clothes chair, you know the one. But I'll probably just move them to the bed and back again.
The infamous clothes chair. It's a universal piece of furniture. Mine's more of a clothes exercise bike. It's very versatile. It holds laundry, dust, and my abandoned fitness goals.
It's practically a sculpture at that point, a monument to good intentions. So, given your love for nothingness, do you ever get the Sunday scaries? That creeping dread before the work week?
Oh, every single week without fail. It usually hits me around 4 p.m. on Sunday, right when I'm finally relaxing. It's like a little alarm in my brain that says, hey, remember emails? I hate it.
It's the worst. I've been trying to reframe it. I now plan something very small and enjoyable for Sunday evening, like a nice hot chocolate or a face mask, just to give my brain a positive association. It takes the edge off.
Takes the edge off is a great phrase. It means to reduce the intensity of something unpleasant. I might steal that ritual. My current ritual is ignoring the feeling until it manifests as a stress headache. Yours sounds healthier.
Let's compare notes next week. If I see you on Monday looking well-rested, I'll know you traded the headache for hot chocolate. So, to wrap up your weekend, furniture assembly, potential barbecue, pancakes, and avoiding Sunday scaries. Sound about right?
You summed it up. Plus, mastering the art of the charcuterie mumble, thanks to you. It's a mixed weekend of obligation and leisure, a real balancing act. Balancing act meaning trying to manage different things at once.
That's life, isn't it? That blend of things you have to do and things you want to do.
So before we run out of time, let's zoom in on language a bit. You used wing it earlier. Can you break that down for anyone who's not familiar?
Sure, to wing it means to improvise, to do something without preparation. Like, I didn't plan my weekend, I'm just gonna wing it. It comes from theater, I think. Originally, actors learning their lines in the wings at the last minute.
That origin makes so much sense. I also caught you saying bailing for canceling plans. Is that informal?
Very informal. If you bail on someone, you leave them in a difficult situation or just don't show up. You can also bail water out of a boat, but that's a different context. Here, it's all about flaking out on a plan.
Good distinction. Flake out is another good one, meaning to fail to keep an appointment, often unreliably. Okay, I used slog through earlier. That's a phrasal verb, right?
Yes, to slog through something means to work hard at it over a long period, especially if it's boring or difficult. You can slog through a book, a report, or even mud. It suggests heavy effort with slow progress.
Exactly. I also said the plot moves at a snail's pace, an idiom meaning very slowly. If you imagine a snail moving, it's not breaking any speed records. What about you, Jake? You mentioned dropping hints. How might listeners use that?
Dropping hints is when you suggest something indirectly because you don't want to ask outright. My sister didn't say, "Come build my furniture." She said things like, "I wish I were handier," or "That Allen wrench is so confusing." She was dropping hints.
That's a classic. And if you don't pick up on the hints, the person might get passive-aggressive. Picking up on means understanding or noticing something subtle. You pick up on hints, vibes, or unspoken tension.
Right. And if I ignore them, I'm playing dumb, acting like I don't know what's going on, which I'll probably try, but that lasagna's pull is too strong. The way to a brother's help is through his stomach, apparently.
A universal truth. Now, wind down was my phrase for relaxing. What's something you do to wind down, Jake, besides listening to funny audiobooks?
I do this thing where I make a ridiculously complicated cup of pour-over coffee on a Sunday afternoon, measuring the grounds, the water temperature, the slow pour. It's a whole ritual. It forces me to slow down. Very meditative.
That's a beautiful image. It's like you're grounding yourself. Grounding yourself means connecting with the present moment to feel stable. That slow coffee ritual is exactly that. I might need to learn the pour-over method.
I can teach you, but be warned, you'll become a coffee snob. You'll start describing flavors as earthy and bright, and your friends will roll their eyes at you.
I'm willing to take that risk. I'll add it to my Sunday anti-scaries ritual. Speaking of, do you have any other random weekend traditions? Like, I always have to watch a movie on Friday night. It's non-negotiable.
My non-negotiable is Saturday morning French toast. I make it with thick brioche and a sprinkle of cinnamon. If I skip it, the whole weekend feels off-kilter. Off-kilter means unbalanced, not quite right.
I can taste that just listening to you. I love how food anchors our weekends. It's like punctuation in the week. A comma on Saturday morning, a period on Sunday evening. Wow, that got weirdly philosophical.
No, I'm with you. It's the rhythm of life. The weekend is a chance to reset. And if that reset involves syrup and butter, even better. Reset meaning to start again, fresh. That's what weekends are for.
Beautifully put. Now, let's give our listeners some useful expressions to talk about their own weekend plans. What's something they can say if they have no plans at all, but feel pressured to sound interesting?
A classic one. I'm just going to play it by ear. That's similar to wing it, but it implies you'll adapt to circumstances as they happen. It sounds relaxed and flexible, not lazy. Very useful.
Perfect. Play it by ear originally comes from music, playing a piece without sheet music. If someone invites you to something tentative, you can say, "Let's play it by ear." What about if you're really excited about a plan? How do you express that enthusiastically?
You could say, I'm really looking forward to it, but to sound more natural, I'm counting down the days, or I'm absolutely buzzing about it. Buzzing is British slang for excited, but it's widely understood. I'm buzzing for that barbecue, assuming no rain.
Buzzing is great. I'm buzzing for game night. What if someone cancels on you? How do you express disappointment without sounding too upset?
You could say, that's a bummer.
which is casual and shows mild disappointment, or I'm gutted, which is stronger, very British, meaning extremely disappointed. But tone matters. I'd probably say, that's a shame. Rain check? And they'd know I'm disappointed, but not angry.
Rain check is so handy. It's an offer to postpone plans. It comes from baseball, actually. If a game got rained out, you'd get a ticket for a future game. So you're saying, let's do it another time.
Exactly. And if you want to initiate plans but be low pressure, you can say, we should catch up sometime. It's vague but friendly. If you want to be more specific, are you free this weekend to grab a coffee? Is simple and direct.
Direct questions are often the clearest way. I sometimes overthink it and send a paragraph-long text, and by the time I hit send, I've confused even myself. Do you want to hang out? Is straightforward. No need to overcomplicate.
So true. Overcomplicating is the enemy of making plans. Now, for those who want to reject an invitation gently, what's your go-to, Emma?
I'm a big fan of the sandwich method. A positive, then the no, then another positive. I'd love to, but I'm swamped this weekend. Let's definitely do something soon, though. Swamped means overwhelmed with work. It softens the blow.
Good strategy. I usually just say, I'm going to take it easy this weekend, which implies I need rest. People tend to respect that. Saying you're recharging your batteries is another natural way to say you need downtime.
Recharging your batteries is so visual, like plugging yourself into a socket. We all need that. What about spontaneous plans? Is there a phrase for when someone invites you last minute and you decide to go for it?
You might say, sure, I'm up for it, or count me in. If you were originally staying home but change your mind, you can say, you know what, I'll take you up on that. It shows you're accepting an offer you previously hadn't committed to.
I'll take you up on that is excellent. It feels decisive. Okay, so we've armed our listeners with a bunch of phrases. Before we wrap up, I have to ask, what's one weekend activity you've never done but secretly want to try?
Honestly, pottery. I want to sit at a wheel and make something lumpy and call it a mug. There's a studio near my apartment, and I keep walking past it. I should just book a class and stop dropping hints to myself.
That's a wonderful ambition. There's something so grounding about working with clay. And even a wonky mug has character. You can call it artisanal. I'd love to try a silent retreat, but I'm scared I'd fail at the silent part within an hour.
I'd pay to see you try a silent retreat, Emma. You'd communicate entirely through expressive eyebrows and frantic note writing. It might be your greatest challenge. But seriously, a weekend of silence could be transformative.
Transformative is a good word, meaning causing a major change. Weekends can truly be transformative if we use them intentionally, or they can just be for sleeping. Both are valid.
Absolutely. The beauty of the weekend is that it belongs to you. Whether you're building furniture, chasing rare sourdough, or perfecting a pour-over, it's all about what fills your cup, metaphorically and literally.
That's a lovely note to land on. Fill your cup is an idiom meaning to do things that nourish your emotional or physical well-being. So listener, as you head into your weekend, ask yourself, what's going to fill my cup?
Maybe it's adventure. Maybe it's a stack of pancakes and zero obligations. Whatever it is, own it. And if anyone gives you a hard time for relaxing, just say you're recharging your batteries. Works like a charm.
A perfect strategy. Jake, it's been a pleasure chatting with you as always. I'm now genuinely hungry for lasagna and excited about your pottery aspirations. I expect to see a lumpy mug on my desk by next month.
I'll do my best, though no promises on the mug's ability to hold liquid. Thanks for having me, Emma. To everyone listening, I hope your weekend is whatever you need it to be. Nothing more, nothing less.
Beautifully said. And if you try out any of the phrases we discussed today, like wing it, play it by ear, or recharge your batteries, let us know how it goes. We love hearing from you.
Yes, and don't be afraid to drop them into conversations. They'll feel natural before you know it. Until next time, take it easy and enjoy the weekend.
Take care, everyone, and remember, weekends are the punctuation marks in the story of our week. Make them count.
Or don't. Even a quiet comma is a perfectly fine choice. Bye for now.